Is there a moral obligation to pay taxes?
Sloan Innovation Period is really unique because in the middle of every semester, we hit the pause button on traditional learning and we give students the opportunity to engage deeply with individual topics.
You know, you can think about ethical decision making by focusing on the consequences. And that's one thing we'll talk about when we get to the corporate taxation issue, is how corporations deal with balancing this reputation effect, potential reputation effect, and what their shareholders might think in terms of, say, a return on equity or return on assets.
We talk about all the players, so the taxpayer, the government, the U.S. public, what do citizens think, or the public, customers.
So I think it's important because it makes us think of issues from different points of view. So not just from a profit perspective, but also from like a public policy perspective and from like a personal decisions kind of perspective.
What kind of leader do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? How do I gain the skills and practice the behaviors that I need to in order to be as effective as I can be when I leave here, and have the confidence and motivation to act.
So if Ireland shifts to 14% or 15% or US shifts to 25%, that difference is, it's not a competitive market. It's not just going to be people are going to move from one place to another and just shift that way. It's very much a inertia-based business.
We, I think, kind of view ourselves not as infallible or anything like that, but just that really you should try to set an example and make a change in the world, and try to think in a big picture of the impact of what you do every day that will matter and build change.
Ethics in a context that's relevant.
For my personal growth, bringing in the moral side of business is really important.
We touch on topics that are very hot at the moment, so that only made the class more interesting.
What is the plan for Apple? They have all this money on board. They can't pay a dividend to a stockholder in the
They borrow. They borrow to pay the dividends.
So what's going to happen to all that cash? What are they going to do with it?
What are they going to do with
Can they
it?
use that cash to pay the debt back here in the US without paying taxes?
No, they cannot pay the debt back in the U.S. without paying a tax. If interest rates go very high, it will be very hard for companies to borrow in the U.S. It will get more expensive.
I think we recruit and admit some of the brightest young people in the world. And the idea is to give them a set of tools and some perspective on how to approach some of the most difficult and intractable problems, and then how to go out into the world and have positive impact.
Mixing practice and theory and really getting in depth in a topic.
Principled leadership is about having personal integrity and about sharing that and influencing the people around you to be their best selves, to try to think and bring to bear all of your management education across all the disciplines, your past experience, that all comes to bear on creating novel recommendations for the stakeholders in the system to help improve their system.
Because the more you talk about, the more you open up discussion and you think about different things.
If you even look at how our tax system works at the state level, where if you work, I was working in New York, living in Connecticut, I paid New York tax and got a credit in Connecticut for what I paid to New York. And, and it's just baked into our tax code. It's just this ridiculous notion of, how money flows around.
Voice your values, don't be afraid to speak up, but think wisely about how you're going to do that.
MIT Sloan students are change agents in the most positive sense of the word. They don't come in and destroy the status quo, they come in and improve the status quo.
Very enjoyable.